go. Pero of course, if like cut muna saglit, we can repeat everything.
Okay, sige. No worries.
Okay, this promo centrals take 1 and 5, 4, 3.
If you are looking for a one-stop shop for gifts and premium items, then this is the place to go. The 37 Corporate Giveaways Buyers Show happening from June 26 to 28 at the SMX Convention Center, Manila. But as we wait for the doors to open, let me give you a sneak peek at its exhibitors. My name is Ces Dimalanta, and today we have Promo Central, which offers trendy items from electronics to, let's say, bags and tumblers. They have it all. And with me, of course, is Mr. Joey Barreiro, Promo Central Business Development and Marketing Manager. Good day and welcome to the show.
Thank you, thank you. Good morning. Nice to see everyone.
All right, now let's talk about the business. What's the story behind Promo Central?
Okay, so Promo Central started back in 1993. This is a family business, so my parents started it. And the story is funny because they started with providing wedding invitations at first, and then being graduates of economics, they got introduced into the world of sourcing from the Divisoria, Binondo area. And then they saw that there was a demand for umbrellas. So they really started in the umbrella space. And then from there, the same people who would ask them for the umbrella started asking for other corporate gifts, and that's what opened the world for them.
So how do you keep yourself parang updated with all these trends? Because you know, trends come and go. How do you ensure that you have what people are usually looking for?
Right, so what we used to do before to keep up to date with the trends was we had to map around the area of Binondo and Divisoria to see what are the merchants selling there. But then now we notice that the trends are really happening internationally. So every year we spend time in the Hong Kong expos that are usually around the April or October times of the year. And then that's where we really go around the booths to see what are the trends in terms of innovation or even the materials of certain items. We bring back some of these samples so that we could have our clients take a look at them and see what works with them this time.
And nowadays, you can just have, let's say, a tumbler. It has to be a tumbler and something else. This is where Promo Central is actually, it specializes in. They really know how to look for the combo items, multi-purpose items that people would love to have. So speaking of products, can you take us through some of your specialties or best sellers?
Let's start exactly with what you said. So multi-purpose items. Most of the time you have a regular tumbler, and some people might have a regular handheld fan, but if you put them together, this is what it would look like. So this is an electronic fan. You can charge it inside through a little sleeve
there,
where you can connect a USB-C charger. So these are the kinds of items that we find innovative. It's usually, the trend is blending a standard item with another standard item. So instead of having just a handheld fan and just a tumbler, we put them together in one. And of course, we imagined that it would be great for the Philippine market because it's very hot. We always need our water, and at the same time, we need a cold drink at the same during the.
And you know, I'm sure our viewers can't see it from this angle, but even though the fan is quite small, ang lakas niya, grabe. I was surprised when you turned it on. So, especially here in the Philippines, it's really hot. Imagine just drinking cold water and you have a fan in front of you. So, serves its purpose.
Yeah, that's exactly the kind of items we try to look for. Those that blend purposes together, and those that are specific to our country, to a tropical country that's usually hot, or to a country where there are a lot of people who commute, or a lot of people who work from home now, so those are the kinds of items we're looking at.
Yeah, and even for the younger generations, we don't like bringing a lot of items with us, so having a tumbler with a fan already is very handy. And it's not just the tumblers with the fans, huh? We also have the bags, multi-purpose bags with lots of pockets. We women love bags and even clothes with lots of pockets.
So this is one of the newest designs of our bags. So this is a laptop handbag. And what makes it a little bit different from usual laptop bags is, well, it's, well, blending it with the function of a handbag. In the middle, you have your usual compartment that you have for a laptop with the Velcro strap there, making sure it's padded. The material is also making sure that it's safe. But in case you're not so confident in the way that you swing around your bag, there are two other compartments on either side that will act as sort of a padding for it, where you can put your less fragile items. So your notebooks, whatever you bring with you on a work day, pens inside. So trusty pen, gotta keep things there. And of course, a front portion where we do the branding. So the brilliant thing about this bag is, well, this is one of the newest designs of our longtime supplier. And they wanted to blend the functionality aspect with a fashionable sense also. So this is sort of for more the luxury-sided brands.
Yeah.
So it's important to have a range when it comes to thinking of the dual purpose. It's not just dual purpose for the sake of everybody, but what would the more luxurious brands want also.
And I understand the appeal. I mean, just seeing it now, parang, oh, I think I want to order these for maybe as Christmas gifts.
Exactly.
But speaking of gifting, how long does it usually take to produce items such as this bag?
Right. So when it comes to the standard items like your pens, tumblers, caps, the ones that you can get locally around, as I mentioned, the Divisoria, the Binondo area, that will be a quick turnaround, 30 days or even less sometimes. But when it comes to the more specific items that have a special design, that's what takes around 45 to 60 days.
And then we also have other items here. So we have like pads and sticky notes, but again, there's a twist to it. It's not an ordinary sticky note and pad. It's actually like a box. You have everything.
Yeah,
and it's pretty neat.
So this was made in the height, I think, of the pandemic, where they noticed that a lot of people were setting up office at home. We decided, what if we have an item that brands, well, you could put your brand in it, and you can also set up your office right at home. So in January or whatever time of the year that people have new hires, this can be part of their welcome kit.
I see. And then you also have multiple items and boxes. So how do you, let's say, decide what goes in it? Or is it more of the client's decision?
This is usually, it's still a play on what's standard. So you put the standard items all together in one box, and that makes it a gift set, and it automatically increases the value of it. A little change of what materials are being used, using leather instead of just paper, using this particular kind of metal instead of just plastic, it really increases the value of the entire gift set itself. So it's just really a play on the old standards, tweaking little materials here and there.
Now let's go to like more of the electronic side. I'm seeing, I think, is that a fan over there?
Right, so fan here. So what we have here is a metal plate cooling touch fan. So having fans without blades is one of the trends right now. And here in this particular item, what you have are two buttons. So one to turn it on and one to make sure that the cooling plate cools. And over time, the air that blows out also cools as well. So people, and when we saw this, we immediately thought of the Philippines because with how hot it's been, people will be needing an item just like this.
And you can put the brand logo
right there in the front. So here, this is an example for Starbucks, of course. These are logos that our suppliers use. It doesn't mean necessarily that we have them under our roster, but we would love to.
But you know, also another thing about Filipinos is that we're very careful when it comes to purchasing stuff. We don't just buy random things. We want to make sure that it's safe. How do you ensure that, especially the electronics one, that they're safe, they won't, let's say, explode randomly?
That's great. That's a great question, actually. So this is why we go to Hong Kong fairs and expos to meet the factory owners themselves. the problem that we encountered when going around the Divisoria and Binondo area is that people are not so confident of the quality of the items that are there. So we wanted to go to the source. Where do these things actually come from? What are the factories that actually make these things? And from there we can get certifications. So we are able to put the logos of these certifications on the materials when we pass them on to our clients, make sure that they're fully tested. And in case they want that extra bit of layer, we employ a third-party service to audit all of our items when needed for quality checks.
How about for, let's say, the tumblers? I know there are also specific certifications for such.
That's right. So in tumblers, you want to make sure that they're food grade, that they're BPA free, and those are the two certifications we usually look at. So right now, it seems that the trends are going around the certification area, not just for safety, but nowadays the biggest trend is really going eco-friendly. So there are certifications making sure that they're FSC, Forest Steward Council safe, etc. All of these extra stamps that you can put on your products to make sure that they are contributing to a greener future. So, yeah.
Now, let me ask a very, very common question that we see online. How much is the price range for these items?
All right, so the standard items, of course, are the cheapest that you can usually get because they're locally produced. But when it comes to our items here, we make sure that our client base has a range of prices they can choose from, depending on what kind of activity or event that you have. So if you're going for something like a tumbler, this would range, if it's a full branded printed 360 print tumbler, it would go for about somewhere around the 500 to 800s range, depending on what your quantity is. But when you go to the more specialized items like this bag or this waterproof pouch, that would go around the 2,500, 3,500 range, because these are special and they are patented designs that you can't really find on Shopee or Lazada.
And which really makes me super excited to see what's next from Promo Central. So if you can, would you be able to share some of the items maybe that you're working on?
All right, so what we are working on as a trader, as somebody who interacts with the suppliers rather than does the manufacturing themselves, what we want to deliver in the future is an easier way for people to do their promotional gifts. So if we can find a tool or a tech tool, a software that could help people out with making the order or thinking about what kind of items they would like down to the delivery and being updated with their deliveries, that's what kind of service we can provide the most.
And for our viewers, you can see all these items in the flesh at the upcoming Corporate Giveaways Buyers Show. So would you like to invite them to drop by your booth?
Yes, so if you find yourself free around the time of the Corporate Giveaways Fair, please do drop by booths 183 and across 183, I think that's 184, but you'll see it. It's different because it's not two booths that are connected together. They're across one another. We'd really love to see you there.
And I swear you will not regret it, considering all the items that they have in store for you. So catch Promo Central along with the other exhibitors at the Corporate Giveaways Buyers Show happening from June 26 to 28, again at the SMX Convention Center in Manila. For more details, you can also visit corporategiveawaysbuyersshow.com. Once again, my name is Ces, this is Sir Joey, and see you soon at the exhibit. Bye! Mali, hindi siya exhibit. See you soon at the... There, so you're there. So, yung... Expo. You want me to... Let me ano. Is it okay? Okay.